Well, good morning, everybody. As promised, we've got the wall done. I told you that I would give you the reveal in the next video. I was going to wait till the end or throw it somewhere in the middle, but I decided I would just go ahead and show it to y'all. This is a very beautiful morning. This is one of those kind of days I wouldn't mind actually getting out and doing some work. But got a tax aid on what we got going on here. We got a lot going on in the shop, and I hate to miss out on it. It just makes sense to get it done. That dog loves to bark at this thing. This whole shop has just been a mess ever since me and my wife built this loft in here. This loft right here. In today's video, what I would like to do now that we've got this wall built is I'd like to go ahead and start moving in the tools and kind of let y'all come along with me and move in all the wrenches, get them hung up, and get the stuff on the wall and just kind of play with it. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do yet. I know I want to get my toolbox in here. I may end up having to buy another toolbox because I am starting to outgrow that. Thank you very much to all my sponsors, but also thank y'all to my subscribers for helping me to be able to afford to buy tools that I can then review. It has actually helped me a lot because I can use these tools here on the farm and for rebuilding tractors and stuff. So without any further ado, guys, let's get started on this wall. So I'll just give you a good little look over. So I'm pretty pleased with the way it turned out. You can see, I mean, we didn't trim anything too crazy. I mean, we kind of notched like around our pipe and things like that. We put a little trim board, but I left all my gaps in there. I did not put any board and batten style. You know, I think it looks really good the way it is. Like it's a shop. It doesn't have to be anything special. What I did do was I put insulation all back behind it, spray foamed all the cracks and sealed everything completely off. All the little holes, and made sure they were completely sealed off where no rainwater or anything could get in there. So I really like it. I kind of trimmed this edge out, and like we were showing in the last video, you know, if you didn't see the last video, go back and watch it, but we've got a 2x4 there and a 2x4 there that's holding it, and then the bottom is C-purlin. So there was a couple people that wanted to know how we held that in with the C-purlin. You can buy these little metal screws right here, and they work pretty good. You got to drill in the right size pilot hole. Now you can also buy some with a pre-drilling fastener that will drill and tap by itself. Those are more expensive, and I personally don't like them. I like these a lot better, but either way works. These are quite a bit cheaper, and they work very well. Now you do have to be careful because the purlin is thin, but they'll tuck that board back, and they work really, really well. And they work even better right here when you're going straight into that container right there. So all right, I think I like the placement of this right here. I don't know, like I said, if I'm going to stick with this toolbox. Kind of don't like it. It's nice, okay? Especially if you don't have a lot of tools, okay? And I haven't fully outgrown this toolbox yet, and I don't even think I'm utilizing it as good as I should, okay? But it is, because of its height, when you try to roll it around, if it was bigger and that tall, it would roll around just fine. But it's tall, I mean, it's tall enough that it's kind of like it rocks around. I don't know, it works just fine. I can't complain about it. I do like the fact that, you know, it's the perfect height. I can still see everything. I can get to everything. It's just, it's not, it's a little small, okay, in some ways, because some of the different ways that I can sort things and stuff like that isn't the best. What y'all think? Like that? That would work. I'm a little torn on these This is obviously a ramp so you can get your car up and down. But I'm a little torn on them because they're metal, so I could store them on the opposite side of this wall, which is outside. And even if it was raining outside and I was working in here and I needed them, first of all, right when I need them is when I'd be outside driving in anyway. But secondly, when I built the shop, I've got a almost 4-foot overhang out there. So there's enough room I can walk to this outside of this wall and grab anything I want without getting rained on. So I'm tempted to hang these right outside the door outside so that I've got more room on this wall, but I'm not sure. It's hard to say. At the moment, this wall is very empty, and my OCD brain says that I need to fill it up, but have it organized, but then the other side of me says it doesn't have to be. So I don't know. Y'all drop it in the comments. Tell me what you think you would do. And also give me some tool suggestions on what you think, where you would put stuff. Would you have more stuff in the drawers or more stuff hanging up? I do like that, and it may stay in here. What I figure is I'll just keep it inside here until it gets in the way, and when it starts getting in the way, hang it up outside. So y'all see the way I've got my wrenches. I like this. Now I don't like this for everything, but I like this for some of my wrenches. I have several wrenches, several different types and sizes. You know, I've got your gear wrenches and your standard box end. Everybody needs a box end wrench, things like that. Those are wrenches that I'm pretty much just always coming to get, but they're not the only wrenches I use. So I could put them in the drawer, and maybe one day I will. But for now, I don't know. I just like being able to get to them, especially my bigger wrenches like this. You know, I definitely like that being on the wall. But I really do like these right here, because these are not like this is like, I'm probably always going to be reaching and grabbing that. And that's one reason why I wanted to go ahead and get these moved. The DeWalt tools are looking a little thin up there right now because we're working on our cabin right now. Doing a little bit of an upgrade, and all the tools are in the cabin. That's called a Get you out of a bind tool right there. Regardless of whether you need a large fab table, whether you have a large fab table or not, I highly recommend that everyone has a small table rolling with a vise. Okay, this might not be your only table if you have a fab table, but the ability to throw what you need on it, roll it around, use it as a rolling cart, also use it as a tool cart. This is not my mechanics tool cart. I just want to make that clear. This is my fab table. It goes with my larger fab table. But it's so handy that I use it absolutely everything and for every job. I don't think there's any job in the shop that I'm not using this table. So, very handy. See, I don't know if I want, there's not a lot of space right here, so I don't know if I want these hanging right there. I'm thinking right here, maybe, but I'm not sure yet. I've got these right here. These are the Craftsman Overdrive. You can check out the video I did on these. They would actually go good there. So I'll be the first to say that I detest a Phillips head. My favorite head is a T25, or at least some of the T series bits. But I got this whole bunch of Phillips head screws. Bunch of them, I mean, they're both brand new, pretty much brand new screws. They're old, but they're brand new. I will not build anything with these. I detest these. But they work pretty darn good for hanging stuff up because I'm not going in but maybe a ½ inch, maybe a little bit more than that. So I can still get it in and out because I have used nails before, but I don't have to worry about it being just a complete pain in the butt in order to actually get out of there. I can get it out with that screw. So really, I think that ends up working out pretty good. I know most y'all would just use the Torx screw. I was born and raised very, very poor, and that's still how I am. I'm very conservative, so it is what it is. But I'm not going to use them for building. I'm not that poor anymore, so I'm not going to do that. I wanted to show you all this. I've showed it before in a couple videos. This is just a welding rod can right here. It makes an excellent organizer for, I mean, it's just the perfect size for drawers. They'll stack up next to each other. They'll even stack on top of each other. Leave a little bit right there. Make you handle. They grab just right. These are perfect bolt bends. So now that I've done it to the other side, and I've got that other side completely walled in, I'm really thinking that I want to do the same thing on this side as well. It's not necessary, or at least not as necessary, I don't think, because, you know, you got a lot of these tools here, and these will be on rollers. So I don't think it won't be as useful. You could easily just hang a board there, but it will look better. And if I insulate all of that off, you know, I don't know if it's going to hold a lot of heat being opened the way it is there. But I don't know. It's just what we'll end up doing. We do have the insulation that was given to us, so we probably will do that. And the main thing is, I think it's just going to look really sharp. Y'all tell me what you think. All right, so that's all of those. And I like that. That's a pretty good height. So I'm thinking now that I'm going to take these larger wrenches, and I may move them. I'm not sure yet. But I'm thinking what I'm going to do, this space on the wall seems wasted to me. Now, it may be I don't know. It's maybe because of the way I grew up, poor and not very much stuff and not very much room. But I think I'm going to just hang them up right in there. And I know that when I open that box lid, it will hit that. And some people, they would never do that. And maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I'll change it. I don't know. That would also make a good spot just to hang something else. So I'm not sure yet. I feel like that works just fine. I mean, that's not too far of a reach. You always have to be careful because when you hang something behind an object, obviously it can be a little uncomfortable reaching in and out, and I want it to be a smooth and easy flow. One of the reasons for hanging these wrenches here is I don't use these very often. The one that I use the most out of all of these is this one right here. But I don't use them that often. I'll use them occasionally on the tractors. But a lot of times, once I get to something this big, my big 3/4 inch socket set and is plenty good. And sockets, there's plenty of room around there. So a lot of times I just don't need these really big wrenches. I do use them on occasion. But my point is that's why I think this is a good spot. But even then, this is not a bad reach. I mean, it's right here. It's really not that bad. I may just leave this lid open. I haven't decided. I kind of like having that conversion chart. So I may leave that open, and then on occasion when I need it, then I'll just close that back and leave it there. All right, guys. Well, there it is. I got it all set up pretty much like I want it. And these things change. That's one reason why I like this solid wooden wall. That's why I decided to go with that. Because they change, you might want to change every now and then. You might want to kind of move something around. And this nice sawmilled lumber, you pull a pin out and, pull a screw out and put it somewhere else. And you don't ever know it. It still looks the same, So this is just old, rough sawmilled lumber. I did take a sander and lightly go over the whole thing. Kind of took some of those marks down so they're not as visible. I don't care if they're there. Just didn't want it to be the only thing you saw. And then just went over the whole board lightly and sanded it over. That's about all I did. I love it. That's the kind of thing I like. But y'all tell me what you think. Tell me what I'm missing. Tell me what y'all think about a bigger, like the same size. Like let's say I had the same size toolbox, but instead it was flat. It was like flat but longer drawers. What do you think would be a better advantage? That one does fit there, but the other one would go there. Like, let's say I only needed one here, then which one would I go with? Y'all tell me what you think about having the wrenches hanging up. I kind of got different style things here. These are nice. It's easy to hang. I do like this carrying case. I'm about to give a review on these flex head ratcheting wrenches. I do like this carrying case. I don't know for sure how long these will hold up. Time will tell, we'll see. But I really do like the carrying case because it's easy to just pull off. And then I also like these right here. You can pull them out, these wrenches. Good to go. You got just what you want. Put them back in. They're on the wall. And, it is kind of funny. This is 11 wrenches. From there to there, 11 wrenches. I mean, not including all your doubles, But the point is you've got that much space all taken up right here. In this much space, so it is kind of neat that you can have that wrench standing straight up and down. Craftsman did a good job on their carrying cases. Now, how quality they are, I don't know. I do wish that my numbers were easier to read. I can't even pick them up on camera, but I can read them okay. But I wish they were a little bit easier to read. Like this right here, I can see this from anywhere. Anywhere across the shop, I can tell that's a 14 millimeter, you know. So I really do like that. That's a win for sure. Other than that, I'd love to see some companies come out. Ulsa Tools is an excellent company for a lot of different tools. I would love to see them come out with a wrench carrier like that will hang on the wall. Then you can easily close it up, pick it up, move it, take it with you. You've got every wrench right there. Then you can open it back up. You've got it hanging on the wall. I would love to see some people come out with some of these. And Craftsman, this may be a good wrench carrier. I worry about the quality. I do worry about how long it will last, but time will tell. We'll see. All right, guys, y'all let me know what else I need. What am I missing here? Tell me, you know, do I need to put anything in this wall? This is going to be the mechanics bay, kind of the area that we're going to put all of this. So